Hello, Fractal Model users. We have a really exciting update for you. Fractal Model 20.9. We're looking forward to sharing this model update with you. Lots of things to cover. Let me show you an overview of the updates that we've made. In 20.9, we've made about 10 significant updates. We're going to cover these one by one. The three main updates: we now have monthly cash flows. We have the ability to compare several options or several bids for CAPEX and OPEX. And we included a tool that self-optimizes the sizing of the BESS, the beginning of life oversize and augmentations. So let's get started. The front page of the Fractal model is largely the same. One thing with the monthly cash flow is you will want to emphasize when your COD is and when your NTP is. Take a look at that, make sure you're comfortable with those dates. The other small thing that happened, as you select between AC and DC, notice that the single line drawing will now be emphasized. One of the bigger updates is the monthly cash flow. We'll take a look at the cash flow in a bit, but it's as easy as toggling back and forth between this monthly and then this annual button. The nice thing about the monthly is that you can schedule outflows for your CAPEX, you can add reserve funds, and you can add debt service. But the first thing to note is that we can compare different options for CAPEX and OPEX. If we expand this button, we see that we have 4 columns here, and actually you can insert more columns if you want to compare more options. We can come in and we can compare different CAPEXs against each other. We can also rename them. We have different names that we want to give to these, so we can come in here and select case number 1 that we just named. Same thing for OPEX. You can use the fractal estimates or you can use your different cases. This is pretty neat because you can come in and you can say, well, I got a quote for this much from this vendor. Given the OPEX that I'm estimating, how does that all work out? Essentially, you can compare your RFP in one place, so that's pretty nice. As we scroll down, the next thing that we added is the ability to do replacements for the inverters. This one's also pretty simple. You come in, you're looking at the solar inverter, you come in, you put a price, make sure you include not only the equipment price but also the EPC price. You put in the year that it happens, and notice that the IRR of the project will change because we're putting that into the cash flow. If we scroll back up, and to the right of the CAPEX, notice that we have our CAPEX schedule. And here we can put in dates that correspond to different outflows. You can put in different percentages that correspond to the dates. We'll make sure that everything adds up to 100% for you. And if it doesn't, what happens is you'll notice that there's an error that happens up here. We're checking everything for you. Now, if we scroll down, we also have reserve accounts for you. These major maintenance reserve accounts can be toggled off and on. As we have future costs for augmentations, for inverter replacements, we're going to start saving that money in an interest-bearing account, or you can take the interest off. You can also have different tax treatments. If you have a situation where you can count it against your OPEX, it increases your rate of return. Another really cool thing as we scroll down is financing. To facilitate construction, you might take a bridge loan or a construction loan. You can build that into the model now. Depending on the terms of the loan, this could help you leverage your project. So this goes straight into the cash flows. You set the terms, you set the tenor, debt service ratios, etc. And then just below the construction loans, you have your term financing. And once again, you can come in, you can put in a couple of different types of debt, just depending on how you set up terms. This could increase or decrease your rate of return. The next really big update is on the battery page. Keep in mind, you can scroll through and pick different chemistries. We did this in the last update. But now we have a button that self-optimizes how you do augmentations. You come in here, you let the model know how many variations you want to run, probably the more the better, and you tell the model how long you want to maintain the energy capacity. You hit simulate. After a few seconds, as it's going through probably a few hundred different scenarios, then you will eventually get an answer. And for this situation, this is the recommended augmentation strategy. Given the constraint that we must maintain the energy for 20 years, we are maximizing the IRR by comparing all the different runs together and seeing which one's the best for you. And then the other thing that's on this page, you can specify the cost reductions for each of the augmentations. Now, you will need your own view on this. Of course, Fractal, you could give us a call and we can let you know what we're seeing out there, what the battery companies are saying, what the trends are with some of our clients. The last big update involves this heat map at the very bottom. Several heat maps on this page. This one will help you at the very bottom. This will help you understand if you have a DC coupled or if you have an AC coupled where your interconnection is constrained. Say you have a 100 megawatt interconnect, but you have a 100 megawatt solar, 100 megawatt battery AC coupled. Well, you're going to be constrained. This heat map will show you what you can bid your battery in if you want to allow your solar to have full output. It's a useful tool to know what you're bidding during the main solar hours. The other thing that's cool, as you're building the different scenarios down here, now it's a whole lot easier. You used to have to cut and paste this. Now you can just click and all of a sudden this new dispatch is automatically put into your schedule. The last bit of this update is just to take a look at the cash flow. Looks slightly different. What happens is we start with the annual cash flows. As you scroll to the right, you will eventually get into the monthly cash flows, and then you'll be able to see how all your cash outlays are occurring. You can take a look at your monthly revenues. Depending on what you're doing with your revenues, these are going to change month by month depending on the prices that are put in. This is all there for you. And as usual, if you have a nice financial model, take portions of what we have here and import it to yours. We can also help you to combine the models. So that's something that we often do. That's a quick overview of the Fractal model update for 20.9. Let us know if you have any questions. Also, if you have any recommendations for future updates, give us a call, email us, let us know. We're really thankful that you've supported us over the last few years. We are on the way to becoming the standard for energy storage. So thank you so much, and we look forward to hearing from you.